Hey, Nelson, alcoholic addict. That is not my real name. It's a pen name that I use here at LOL Sober. I was on the road for work recently, and I was by myself for a few days in a hotel room that was about 1,000 miles away from my house and my family and all my friends. And I was in the rental car, and I was driving when a new song from Justin Bieber came on. It's called Lonely, and it really hit me hard. I was sitting at an intersection in Texas, and the lyrics just really hit home for me. And I won't read you the whole song lyrics, but I'll read one section of them, and it goes like, I'm not going to sing it, okay? I'm not going to do that. Here goes. What if you had it all, but nobody to call? Maybe then you'd know me, 'cause I've had everything, but no one's listening, and that's just lonely. I'm so lonely, lonely. The song is about loneliness, and it's called Lonely, so it's pretty obvious, but it's about the dangers of fame and how you can be surrounded by 100 people and yet feel completely alone. I get that. And I'm not just talking about when I was in active addiction either. I get it, especially since I've gotten sober and had to learn how to live in this world without being drunk all the time. And of course, loneliness was a huge part of my active addiction. I retreated slowly and steadily for years onto a man-made island that was constructed entirely by me and for me. My life was very, very small, and I only had a handful of people who I was close with. And, I hesitate to even say that because I actually had zero people who actually knew what was going on with me. And that's not their fault. That's my fault. I kept that from them. And then I went to rehab, and I started going to 12-step meetings, and my life got so much better. Suddenly I had lots of new friends, and I had dozens of people who knew the truth. I was an alcoholic, and I was an addict, and I had been lying and hiding for years now. And even saying it out loud right now, there was definitely pain that came with the truth being out there and lots of people knowing the real me or close to the real me. But I mostly felt like the truth had set me free. Honestly, I really did. Everybody knew. Everybody was very supportive. And so I just felt like I had an army behind me. I did not feel lonely anymore, and it was beautiful. That has mostly been the case ever since. It's been 13 years, almost 14, since I got sober. But I learned years into sobriety that lonely and by yourself are two different things. Lonely and by yourself, absolutely two different things. I can be lonely in a room full of people, or I can feel loved and connected in a hotel room in Texas by myself if I have the right spiritual balance in my life. And that's kind of a mind-blowing thing, right? Like that you can live your life in full rooms of people, a full house at home, a full office building that you work in, and yet be completely isolated and alone in the room around all those people. It's crazy. And so I was thinking about this topic before I heard the new Bieber song, but the song reiterated to me that there's a version of sobriety where it looks really good on paper, really good. You have a job, I have a great family, I have enough money, I go to a few meetings every week, sit in the back, maybe leave a little early, get there right as the meeting starts. In that life, I call my sponsor once a week and I leave a voicemail saying I'm fine, don't call me back. Maybe I even say a prayer once in a while. Maybe that would work for a while. I've tried it. I've done stretches like that, and the key word is maybe, though. Maybe. I don't know. Even if I stayed sober and kept things steady, I keep my job, I keep paying my bills, I keep popping into a meeting once in a while. Even if I did all that, I'm not sure it's the absolute best version of sobriety. I really don't think so. I need to seek out deep connections with as many sober people as possible. And I need to be an active member of 12-step programs. I need to be the treasurer of a meeting or two. I need to chair a meeting once in a while. I need to sponsor people and be sponsored by somebody. I need a big thing for me is I need to show up 5 minutes early to meetings, talk to people before the meeting. Then I need to leave 5 minutes late. I need to walk into the parking lot with people. Keep those connections just really strong. And I need to grab every single hand that reaches out for help. And I need to be somebody that reaches out my hand for help. I can't have any reservations about that. Nothing, I have found nothing is too big or too small to kind of share with someone else in recovery. The good news is, at this very moment, I'm doing most of that stuff, and I'm seeing the dividends. My life is pretty great right now. Some ups and downs, but that's life, man. Life on life's terms. But even with the super good stretch of time I have right this very moment, I still identify with what Justin Bieber is singing about. That your life can be full even as you retreat into the background of it. So it's something to think about. Thanks, Biebs. I really appreciate that reminder. I never expected to get it from my teenage phenom singer who's not a teenager anymore, but still cranking out the hits. I was just so glad to encounter that song and spend a minute with it, and it helped me stay sober today. Thanks for letting me share.